RM5 will go and tell to RM4 cascade of reactions. Because you are having friends in other classes. So this is how you will convince. This is the process, cascade of reactions, which end up in the release of prothrombinase or thrombokinase. From now onwards, you should not forget. If you are reading in this way, write down extrinsic pathway, intrinsic pathway. Ends up in the release of prothrombinase through cascade of reactions. Then write whatever is given. Read only that much reaction over 2 minutes. Only 2 minutes. For this, you will take how many? 1 hour. I know that we'll be seeing 9 study hours. This time we are not in a position to come to this study hour also. Because we all are busy till 8:50. So involve at that time I'll get really angry. But I cannot tell anything. So I'll keep quiet. At that time बहुत गुस्सा आ जाता मेरे को. पढ़ने का तरीका ही नहीं है लोगों को. मगर कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते. दूसरे क्लास के भी बच्चे रहते ना उसमें. मैं अपने बच्चों को तो बोल सकती हूँ, अपने सेक्शन के बच्चों को. दूसरे बच्चों को मैं क्यों बोलूं? So this is the process. The injury or trauma stimulates platelets of the blood to release factors which activate coagulation over. What is important? Calcium ions. Story is completed. Blood clotting is over. So all these things, you know that what when you cut your finger or hurt yourself. Why all these things? This teacher who is explaining, she will tell everything, all these things. Because she has to make the students understand. So from now onwards, change your pattern of reading. Again, don't come and tell, ma'am, हम कैसा पढ़ना मैम? आप नोट्स नहीं भेजना भी मुश्किल है, नोट्स भेजना भी मुश्किल है, फिर एनसीईआरटी पढ़ना भी मुश्किल है. Yesterday, one girl from other section, she came and asked me, मैम हम कंफ्यूज हो रहे हैं आपके नोट से. लिए क्यों? पढ़ो नहीं ना. कौन पढ़ो बोले? I didn't tell. If you really want, you read it. If you don't want, read from Akash. Try to understand in the class. So nothing can be done. I cannot do the way I am teaching to my brother's son. I cannot teach you. I'll tell him. Chalo bolo. His name is Kaif. Kaif bolo. Chalo bolo. Extrinsic pathway ends up in the release of thrombokinase. Extrinsic pathway ends up in the release of thrombokinase. And extrinsic pathway ends up in the release of thrombokinase. Chalo 10 time bolo. He'll tell. He's in 11th class. Intrinsic pathway ends up in the release of thrombokinase. Then he'll tell why to read this is not there in NCERT. He'll tell. That is how I cannot teach you all in that way. It's highly impossible. I cannot complete my syllabus. For him, he'll be fed up. He doesn't even lift my phone. After 10:30, I'll be with him till 12:30, 1 o'clock. I'll be making him to read in this way. After going to home, that duty. Okay. So this is nothing but what is it? Thrombokinase. Because he will not understand immediately. See, the way I am explaining you all, same way I'll explain to him. After some time he'll tell me, समझ में नहीं आया. Then I understood what is the condition of my student who are below average. Naturally, they may be like him. I'll tell आपके brothers sisters बैठे हुए हैं वहाँ पे हमारे campus में. I'll tell him. He'll laugh. Then I'll make him to tell. Next day I'll tell I'm going to ask this. Next day he will answer correctly. Do you know this third time revision is going on for respiratory system for him? Third time. I'll ask him the passage only. Trachea divides at the level of fifth thoracic vertebra and divides into what? Bronchi. He will tell primary bronchi, secondary, tertiary bronchi. Then he will go directly to terminal bronchioles. Bronchiole कौन बोलना? आपके अमन नहीं बोलना. He will come back again. Primary bronchi, secondary bronchi, tertiary bronchi, primary bronchi. This is the condition of the students. My God. So even you people are like that. I cannot teach in that way. It's highly impossible. At the end night, my voice will go off. Morning I'll be fine. I'll shout on him. दिमाग है नहीं है, brainless है, brainless. What he'll tell? If I tell brainless, brain है. He's very cute. Brain है. He'll tell that much. Anyway, so this is the process. He doesn't give me back answer. The reason is I purchased him one mobile. Got it? He gives back answer to everyone. He cannot give it to me because of that. If not, I'll take the mobile. That is the only thing which is making him. Yes. He'll listen. Jhoota number 1. Boys. Nakko re Papa. Shoot. He'll tell so nicely that you should think is like very innocent. He looks from the face. He's very lean, skinny. The way he tells the lies, 100% you should believe. I told आप मेरे सामने झूठे बातें मत करो. मैं हजारों बच्चे देख के आई, इतने सालों से पढ़ा रही हूँ. कौन सुन रहे क्लास में, कौन नहीं सुन रहे, कौन किसके साथ क्या क्या बात कर रहे, किधर इशारे कर रहे, सब मालूम है मेरे को. You cannot fool me. One day I asked how many classes went on. He told all the things. He told that day he didn't went to college. He told so nicely, Then my sisters, they called me and they told, do you know, today he didn't went to the college, but when you were asking, he was telling everything to you. Then again I called him back. नहीं, आप पूछते बोलते मैं फ्रेंड से पूछा. देखे लड़के कैसे रहते, लड़कियां एक अलग रहते, लड़के अलग रहते. Anyway, I've diverted. Okay, anyway, now we shall go to that of the blood clotting. In the blood clotting, 13 factors are required, whether it be extrinsic pathway, whether it be intrinsic pathway, both of them, they end up in the release of thrombokinase. It is the thrombokinase which converts inactive prothrombin to thrombin. It is this thrombin which converts the soluble fibrinogen to soluble fibrin, which in the presence of factor 13 is converted to insoluble fibrin. Insoluble fibrin is nothing but it is a network of thread. That clot, according to your NCRT, it is also known as coagulum. It is the clot. When the clot, you remove it, keep it on the slide, press it with the help of your finger itself. See it through the microscope, you will find network of thread in which the RBCs will be there, WBCs will be there, platelets will be there, because all of them are entangled in this thread-like structures. Okay, got it? So this is nothing but it is the clot. So 13 factors, they play a very important role in the clotting of blood, and the blood clotting always takes place in the presence of calcium ions. That is what you studied in enzyme as inorganic cofactors. Inorganic cofactors are nothing but metal ions. Enzymes you read. So now, which is the first factor? Fibrinogen. Which is the second factor? Prothrombin. Fibrinogen. Second is prothrombin. Which is the third factor? Thromboplastin. It is the thromboplastin. It is the thromboplastin. Which is the fourth factor? Calcium. Which is the fifth factor? It is nothing but it is the labile factor or proaxillary. It is the labile factor. Okay, then which is the sixth factor? Sixth factor is absent. Sixth factor is absent. It is absent. Which is the seventh factor? Pro-convertin or stable factor. Which is the factor 8? Anti-hemophilic factor A. Which is the ninth factor? It is the Christmas factor. Which is the factor 10? It is the Stewart-Prover factor. See, who activates 10th factor? Both of them. 10th factor will release enzyme. Okay. 11th factor, it is anti-hemophilic factor C. Which is the 12th factor? Hagman's factor. Which is the 13th factor? Fibrin stabilizing factor. These are the 13 factors which play the important role in clotting of blood. This you have to remember in serial order. Anywhere, if the question is asked, you should be in a position to tell. Because it is there in Akash. So what is this? Family. Fibrinogen family. Prothrombin planning. Thromboplastin training. Calcium center.
Center.
Fifth factor located.
Located.
Sixth factor head. Seventh factor Sardar Patel. Sardar Patel. Sardar Patel. What is it? Adjacent. Adjacent. It is adjacent. Chilies. Sainagar. Sainagar. Hyderabad. Do you know there is one area behind JNTU? There is one area behind JNTU. There is one hotel known as Chili's Hotel. Behind that Chili's Hotel, Chaitanya Long-Term Campus. It is on the main road, Miapur main road. There is one area over there. It is Sardar Patel, Sainagar area. Sainagar area itself, Chaitanya Campus. So, when I was teaching over there, I had given this. Okay, it was Family Planning Training Center located at Sardar Patel.
Adjacent.
Sardar Patel is stable factor or pro-converting. It is absent. Adjacent. Adjacent is seventh factor. Chili's Hotel. There is one hotel, Chili's Hotel. You know, hotel is there is a hotel by name Chili's. Sainagar campus. You usually will tell Sainagar campus. Hyderabad. Students told, ma'am, will write down full stop. I didn't give this. They told, ma'am, will write down full stop. Fibrin stabilizing factor. Okay? So this is how you should remember. Okay? So this we have completed the 13 factors which play a very important role in clotting of blood. 13 factors which play an important role in clotting of blood. Should I tell once more? Clotting of blood? Everyone has understood now? Yes, ma'am. So now, which are the anticoagulants which I had told you? Come on, who is remembering?
Anticoagulant.
I had told the anticoagulants in the tissues chapter itself. Heparin is an anticoagulant. Many anticoagulants I gave in the class. Irodine, very good. From where? Leeches. Then Anopheline. From Anopheles mosquito. Lampredin. Lamprey. See, forgot again. Then I gave warfarin. It is obtained from the plant source. See, again liver. What it is producing? Vitamin K. What is the function of vitamin K? Clotting of blood. If there is a deficiency of vitamin K, faulty blood clotting, if you are not perfect with the functions of liver, you will not understand anything. So I told you all, please write down. Tomorrow, that is on Thursday, I am going to check your book. In NCRT, you should write down. That should be kept in NCRT. Keep it in your Akash material also. What are the functions of the liver? Whatever they have given in your book, some 10 are there. Don't write about Kupffer cells. Don't write down about Kupffer cells. They are phagocytic and all those things. What immunoglobulins they produce? Because in immune system, we are going to discuss that. So please write down all those things. We'll discuss it on Thursday. Okay? So anyway, heparin is an anticoagulant. But thrombokinase inactivates heparin because it is just because of the heparin itself, prothrombin will be inactive. But thrombin, what does it do? It inactivates heparin. Got it? Heparin, who will inactivate heparin? Because what is the function of heparin? It prevents the clotting of blood in blood vessels. So thrombin, as soon as it is produced, it will inactivate heparin. That is the one thing. Then warfarin, it is also anticoagulant. It is produced from where? From the plants. It is produced from the plants. It is the warfarin. Then coumarins, they are of plant origin. Even they are precursors of anticoagulants. They are the precursors of anticoagulants. But warfarin is antagonistic to vitamin K. Warfarin is antagonistic to because vitamin K helps in the clotting of blood. Warfarin doesn't help in the clotting of blood. How the blood is stored in the blood bank? Blood is stored in the blood bank by adding citrates and oxalates. By adding citrates and oxalates of sodium and EDTA. By adding citrates and oxalates of citrates and oxalates. If anyone asks you how the blood is stored in the blood bank, by adding citrates and oxalates of sodium or EDTA. What is EDTA? Ethylene diamide trichloroacetic acid. Huh? Trichloroacetic acid beta. Ethylene diamide tetrachloroacetic acid. Trichloroacetic acid. Maybe, I may be wrong. Okay, whatever it is, remember EDT. So how blood is stored in the blood bank? By adding EDTA or sodium ions because they bind to calcium. They bind to calcium and make the calcium unavailable for blood clotting. They bind to calcium. Bind to calcium. Due to which calcium will not be available. No calcium will be available for clotting. No calcium will be available for clotting. Okay, so this is with reference to the clotting. So what are the factors? Which are the factors formed by the liver? 2, 7, 9 and 10. See, again liver produces which factors? Second factor, seventh factor, ninth factor, 10th factor. 2, 7, 9 and 10. So liver produces which clotting factors? 2, 7, 9 and 10. Vitamin K is antagonistic to warfarin. Now anyway, this everyone knows. Now we shall go to the lymphatic system. Now you tell the flow of blood.
Artery,
Artery,
arterioles,
arteriole,
capillaries, venules,
capillaries,
venules, veins,
everywhere. This is the general thing you should remember. No one should forget this. Arteries always ends with capillaries. Veins always start with capillaries. Artery, arterioles, capillaries, venules, veins. Okay. So now this is the artery. This is the arteriole. This is the capillary network. This is the venule. What is this? What is the pressure at the arteriolar end? Hydrostatic pressure. What is the pressure you tell? Hydrostatic pressure. This is the hydrostatic pressure. What is the pressure at over here? It is colloidal osmotic pressure. What is it? Colloidal osmotic pressure. What is the colloidal osmotic pressure? Colloidal osmotic pressure. So the pressure is nothing but it is the colloidal osmotic pressure in venular end. At the arteriolar end, hydrostatic pressure. This is common everywhere. Don't think because I'm studying in the kidneys, the hydrostatic pressure in the glomerulus is glomerular hydrostatic pressure. Hydrostatic pressure in the glomerulus is glomerular hydro. No, it is common everywhere. What is that? It is 60 mm mercury. It is opposed by blood colloidal osmotic pressure of 30 mm mercury. Got it? Why do you tell in Bowman's capsule? One place NCRT has given. Your duty is to understand everywhere. You have to apply this everywhere because you have studied lymphatic system. Now, what is this? This is nothing but it is the tissues. What is this?
Tissues.
It is the tissues. Tissue may be your brain also, your heart also, anything, all the organs of your body. All tissues, they combine together to form the organ systems, organ system, organism. No. When the blood is flowing from the arteriole capillaries, remember most of the blood will be filtered at the arteriolar end. It doesn't mean that in capillaries it will not filter. It will filter in the capillaries also. Because the pressure is more in the arterioles. That is why you call it as the hydrostatic pressure. Hydrostatic pressure. Most of the blood will be filtered at the arteriolar end as well as in the capillaries. And that pressure you call it as hydrostatic pressure. So the blood is filtered. Where? Outside. Blood is filtered means except RBCs, WBCs, platelets, all the blood because 100% water comes out. 100% water comes out. When water comes out, along with the water, it contains plasma, it contains glucose, because you have eaten, you have to supply the nutrients. It is the nutrients. All this will come out. Along with that, oxygen. Okay? So all this will come out. Why? In order to distribute oxygen and nutrients to the tissues. In order to distribute oxygen and nutrients to the tissues, due to which pressure the blood is filtered? Due to hydrostatic pressure. The blood is filtered. The blood comes out in order to distribute because it is in the systemic artery. From the systemic artery, it comes to the tissues, arterioles, then capillaries. There, it gives the oxygen and nutrients to the tissues. So, it is the tissues, they make use of it for cellular respiration. Oxygen is used, carbon dioxide is produced. So, it comes, it gives all these things. After giving it, actually, it will go back. 100% had come out. Where does it goes back? It goes at the venular end, or you can tell capillaries or veins. Why? How much of blood will go? 85%. 85% of the blood will enter back. Why? Due to colloidal osmotic pressure. Why the colloidal osmotic pressure? Serum albumin. All of you know albumin when it is present in plasma. When I was explaining lipids, if albumin is present in plasma, you call it as serum albumin. If blood is present, you call it as blood glucose. What is that? I told already. Abundant plasma protein. So, due to, because this pressure is exhibited by whom? It is exerted by albumin. Smallest protein, abundant protein. Smallest protein, abundant protein, which is responsible for maintaining blood colloidal osmotic pressure. The blood enters back at the venular end. 15% will remain. 15% will remain. Then 15% will be feeling very bad. Blood has left me and gone. Then 85% will tell, don't worry, you're going to come back to me. You're going to come and join. That is why lymphatic system is open type of blood vascular system. Got it? And the blood vascular system, normally you are telling closed type of blood vascular system, but lymphatic system is open type. Now, this 15% which is remaining in tissues, you will tell, ma'am, this is known as extracellular fluid. What is it? Extracellular fluid. Now, this fluid, when it enters into the lymph capillaries, what do you call? When it enters, this 15% will enter into the lymph capillaries. When it enters into the lymph capillaries, the name changes, lymph. Any doubt? What about the lymph capillaries? The lymph capillaries will be like endothelium. Lymph capillaries and blood capillaries, they are lined by simple squamous epithelium known as endothelium. In the first class, I told you. It is also lined by endothelium, but it is having pores. Even endothelium is also having pores. When endothelium is having pores, what did I tell? Fenestrations. Fenestrations. I told different types of capillaries I showed. Fenestrations. So this ECF will enter through what? Through these pores. It enters into the lymph capillaries. So this lymph capillaries unite together to form what? Come on, tell me. Huh? Lymphatic vessels. Lymph capillaries are also known as what? Lacteals. Digestive system, neurons. They enter the lymph capillaries. All lymph capillaries united to form what? Lymphatic
Lymphatic
vessels.
vessels.
All lymphatic vessels united together to form what?
Lymphatic
Lymphatic
duct.
ducts. It is lymphatic ducts. Lymphatic duct. Right lymphatic duct. Left lymphatic duct. Left lymphatic duct is also known as thoracic duct, or you call it as chyliferous duct. Incompletely digested food in the small intestine is known as chyle. So right lymphatic duct, it collects the lymph from right side of the head, right side of the neck, right side of the thorax, right hand. Left thoracic duct, it collects the lymph from left side of the head, left side of the neck, left limb, left side of the thorax, right and left abdomen, right and left leg, posterior part of the body, as well as right and left abdominal side. Where does it open? It opens into the subclavian vein. When it is going, it receives the duct from where? From the small intestine. It receives the chyle, completely digested food. Alkaline food is known as chyle, chyliferous duct. Where does it open? Subclavian vein. In subclavian vein, what is present? Lipoprotein lipase. Lipoprotein lipase, all of you know it very well. It will convert the chylomicrons into what? Fatty acids and glycerol. They will go to the liver, triglyceride. They go to the adipose tissue, adipocytes. Now this subclavian vein, where does it open? Right atrium. So what did 85% told to 15%? You come, but you will take other way and you will come back to me. It is coming back to the right atrium. That's it. That is the story. This opens into the left subclavian. This opens into the right subclavian. Right subclavian and left subclavian, they open into the right and superior Right and left, superior vena cava. Superior vena cava, where does it open? Right
Right
atrium.
atrium.
That's it. Perfect with circulatory system, you're perfect with lymphatic system. If not perfect, how the superior vena cava is formed? By the union of six veins. External jugular vein, internal jugular vein, subclavian vein.
Internal mammary vein.
Got it? Anterior intercostal vein, internal mammary vein, azygous vein. On the right side. On the left side, azygous vein is absent, five veins. So, where do they open? Superior. The superior vena cava, where does it open? Right atrium. Right atrium, where does it open? Right ventricle. See? So, when the blood is passing, it is passing through this region. This region is nothing but it is the inguinal region. When it is passing through this inguinal region, you know this region here, lymph nodes are present. Why these lymph nodes are present? In order to kill the bacteria. If they get affected, you'll be having severe pain over here. Severe pain. You press it over here, you'll get pain. You press it over here, you'll get pain. Press it very hard. There will be a lot of pain. Why? Lymph nodes are concentrated in armpits. Lymph nodes are concentrated in the pelvic region. It is this region. It is this region. What are these nodes known as? Inguinal lymph nodes. Groin region, you tell for that. If the nodes are present in the armpits, axillary lymph nodes. So when your lymph is going, because the lymph has entered from the tissues, it is carrying microorganisms. They will kill that microorganisms. Most affected is this lymph nodes, palatine tonsils. Most affected, continuously affected because they are killing microorganisms. Continuously affected, doctor will tell tonsillectomy. Got it? So they kill the microorganisms. So the lymph which is coming, it is all the microorganisms are killed. So malt, nalt, all these are the scattered lymphatic nodules present throughout the digestive system, present throughout the respiratory system, present throughout the excretory system, present throughout the reproductive system. Everywhere the walls are present, serosa, muscularis, submucosa, mucosa. Here mucosa, in that mucosa also lymphatic nodules are present, which kills the bacteria. Okay, what is that? Because of mucosa associated lymphoid tissue. They kill. And then lymphoid organs. Which are the lymphoid organs? Primary lymphoid organ is thymus gland. Which is the secondary lymphoid organ? Means you will tell spleen, lymph nodes, mucosa associated lymphoid tissue. Only you will remember Peyer's patches. You doesn't know that throughout your alimentary canal all these things are present, throughout your respiratory system, throughout your reproductive system, throughout your excretory system, where everyone is ready to kill the microorganisms. See how God has built up your immune system. He has distributed throughout your body. But in spite of that, we do suffer. That means immune wise we are very weak. So anyway, I have completed. Try to read this. Again, this also you read from Telugu Academy. Very nice.